Today, we're diving into something that's at the core of pretty much any goal you've ever had, building self-discipline that actually lasts. We're going to look at its architecture. Let's get right into it.
You know the feeling, right? It's the new year, you're all fired up, ready to go to the gym, learn that new skill, but then February rolls around, and poof, that fire is just gone. So why does that initial burst of motivation almost always seem to disappear?
Well, it turns out the problem is what we're relying on in the first place. We've all been told to just find more motivation or use more willpower, but that whole approach is, well, it's kind of broken. It's what you might call the motivation myth. This idea that you have to feel like doing something before you can actually do it.
Think about it like this. Motivation? It's just a feeling. It's an emotion. And just like any other feeling, it comes and it goes. It's totally unreliable. You wouldn't build a house on quicksand, so why would you build your biggest goals on something as shaky as an emotion? A system, on the other hand, that's a strategy. It's the solid foundation that's there for you, whether you're feeling it that day or not.
And that leads us to the big solution. We have to completely shift our thinking. Stop hunting for motivation and start building an architecture for discipline. It's about going from being a victim of your moods to becoming the architect of your actions.
This quote just changes the entire game. I mean, think about it. It means failure isn't about you being lazy or not having enough character. It suggests that you don't have a motivation problem. You have a system problem. And that's actually great news because a system is something external, something you can fix.
So, let's totally redefine self-discipline. It is not about being some kind of superhero who can just white-knuckle their way through everything. Real, lasting self-discipline is about designing a system, a set of habits and routines that makes doing the right thing the easiest thing. It's about making your progress almost automatic. I love this side-by-side comparison because it makes it so clear. See, motivation is like a lightning strike. It's bright, it's powerful, but it's totally unpredictable and it's over in a flash. But a system, that's your engine. It's not nearly as flashy, but it's consistent, it's reliable, and it's what's going to get you where you want to go day in and day out.
Okay, so if discipline is the system, what's the system made of? Well, it's built out of habits. Habits are the actual bricks and mortar. But how do you form them without falling back on that unreliable motivation? Turns out, there's a really simple process.
And here it is, a simple 3-step plan. First, you have to start so small it feels almost ridiculous. I'm talking 1 push-up, read 1 page, meditate for 60 seconds. So small, you literally can't say no. Second, focus on being consistent, not perfect. You miss a day? Who cares? Just get right back on track the next day. The goal is just to show up. And third, you have to track your progress. This step is so important, it deserves its own spotlight.
Which brings us to this incredibly powerful but simple tool, the Success Habit Tracker. And look, this isn't about judging yourself. It's all about creating awareness and building momentum.
Here's a look at what one could be. You just pick a few small habits, and every single day you do one, you get to check off that box. It's so simple, right? But it works. That physical act of checking the box gives your brain a little hit of satisfaction. A tiny reward that says, hey, that was good, let's do that again.
And this is where the magic really happens. It's pure psychology. Tracking your habits creates a visual chain of your successes. And once you have a nice little streak of check marks going, a whole new feeling kicks in. You really don't want to break the chain. That visual proof of your effort becomes its own form of motivation, a much more reliable kind you built yourself.
So once you started building these individual habits, the next level up is to weave them together into a seamless daily routine. This is how you make the whole system run on autopilot. 2 amazing strategies here. The first is called habit stacking. You just link a new habit you want to start with one you already do without thinking. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 2 minutes. See? The old habit becomes a trigger for the new one. The other is time blocking. This is just what it sounds like. You literally schedule your habits in your calendar, just like a meeting. It tells your brain, hey, this is important and it's non-negotiable. And that right there is really the main takeaway from all of this. Stop waiting to feel inspired. Stop beating yourself up for not having enough willpower. Start thinking like an architect. Real, lasting change doesn't come from some flash of insight or motivation. It comes from deliberately designing a routine that carries you forward, one tiny, consistent step at a time.
So, let's make this real for you right now. Forget about the huge, life-altering changes for a second. I'm going to leave you with this one simple question. What is the one tiny, incredibly small habit you will start building first. Decide what it is, write it down, and make that the very first thing on your brand new habit tracker. Because that's where it all begins.